Hey, it's Terry Gorry, and this is the Irish Law and Small Business podcast. Let's talk about the Vacant Property Refurbishment Grant. The Vacant Property Refurbishment Grant allows you to refurbish vacant and derelict residential properties. You can live in the property or you can rent it out. The grant is €50,000 to renovate a vacant property and €70,000 if it's a derelict property. You apply for the grant to the relevant local authority, and there should be a vacant homes officer in each local authority in Ireland. There's extra money available if you live in or on an offshore island, €60,000 for a vacant property or €84,000 for a derelict property. You can also get an extra $7,500 for expert conservation advice in respect of a traditional farmhouse. You can get the grant twice, once for a property in which you live, once for a property to let out. To qualify for the Vacant Property Refurbishment Grant, you need to fulfil the following criteria. 1. The property must have been built before 2008. 2. It must have been vacant for 2 years or more. 3. You must own it or be in the process of buying it. 4. You must not be a registered company or a developer. 5. You must live in the property when it has been refurbished or make it available for renting. 6. Your tax affairs must be in order. 7. You must have paid LPT if applicable. How much is the grant? From the 1st of May 2023, €50,000 to renovate a vacant property, €70,000 for a derelict property. The grant amount is inclusive of the VAT cost of the works. There's another grant that may be of assistance to you. That is the Better Energy Homes Grant Scheme, which helps improve the energy efficiency of your home with respect to insulation, heat pumps, solar panels and so on. What work is covered by the grant? The amount of grant is based on a cost assessment by your local authority of the different types of work, which includes demolition work and site clearance, substructure work including foundations, floor slabs, rising walls, damp proofing, superstructure work including works to chimneys, walls, floors, stairs, roof, structural timbers, external finishes including door, windows and windowsills, internal completions including doors, frames, architraves, ironmongery, skirtings, fascias, soffits, rainwater goods, roof completions including downpipes, gutters, fascias, soffits, painting and decorating, tiling, roof finishes, plumbing, heating, ventilation, power, lighting, kitchen units, sanitary ware, work on the land around the property, extensions, professional services for the work, for example surveys. So the range of work that's covered by the grant is quite extensive. The grant does not cover, however, demolishing a property and rebuilding a new one. How do you apply for the grant? You must send a completed application form and supporting documents to your local authority. So whether that's Kildare County Council or Clare County Council or Leitrim or wherever, that's where the application is made. You'll also need proof that the property is vacant, proof that you own it or are in the process of buying it, a quotation for the work to be carried out, planning permission if that's needed. If you're applying for the top-up grant, proof that the property is derelict, sign that you agree to repay the local authority if you sell the property within 10 years or if you rent it out having agreed to live in the property. So there is a clawback situation which we can deal with in just a minute. You must meet the minimum standards for rental accommodation if you are renting it. You must sign an affidavit that you've not obtained a previous grant in the same scheme. The application form has a list of supporting documents you will need for the application to the local authority. Once you've made your application, the local authority will send a qualified person out to review the work to be done and assess the proposed cost. If you are successful, you will receive a letter of approval from the local authority. Once your application has been approved, you have 13 months to complete the works. You will then have to send information about your contractor, including their tax number, to the local authority along with your bank details. When the work has been completed, and the local authority will check the work and will, if satisfied with the work, get you to sign a charge over the property. This is security for the grant and to ensure that you live in the property or rent it out for at least 5 years. The charge will be registered with the Property Registration Authority and will last for 10 years. It's only after a satisfactory inspection by the local authority and after you've signed the charge document that you will receive the grant. If your application to the local authority is not successful, you can appeal it to the local authority and it will be dealt with by a different person who was not involved in the original decision. Paying back the grant. The circumstances in which you may be required to pay the grant back: if you change your mind or your circumstances change and you no longer live in the home within 10 years of getting the grant, or it's no longer available to rent within 10 years, you'll have to repay the grant. If you live in it for less than 5 years, you will have to repay the full grant amount. If you live in it for more than 5 years but less than 10 years, you repay 75%. If you live in it for more than 10 years, there will be no payback. Application form and frequently asked questions. There's a very good page on the Department of Housing, Local Government and Heritage website with application forms and information about the scheme. But I have an article on my website, businessandlegal.ie, and if you go to that website and check out that article about the vacant property refurbishment grant, there's links down at the end of the article to the relevant forms, the relevant application forms, an outline of the scheme on the Department of the Environment website. So there'll be useful links on my website, businessandlegal.ie. Hope you find this video useful. If you do, I'd appreciate if you gave it the old thumbs up down below. Thanks a lot.